It was a sunny Saturday afternoon when I stumbled upon the family photo that would change everything. The sun streamed through the window as I sat on the floor of my bedroom, surrounded by the remnants of my childhood. I was rifling through old albums, lost in nostalgia, when I found it. A picture of my family at our annual picnic. Everyone was there, smiling, arms around one another, radiating joy. Everyone except me. My heart sank as I stared at the image, a visceral ache spreading through my chest. I could almost hear the laughter, feel the warmth of the sun on my skin, and yet there I was, nowhere to be seen. The realization hit me like a tidal wave. I had been left out, intentionally or not, and it stung more than I cared to admit. In that moment, I felt a profound sense of betrayal. My family had always been my anchor, my safe haven, yet here was evidence of my exclusion, a stark reminder that I had been deemed unworthy of sharing in that happiness. I replayed the events of the day in my mind, desperately searching for answers. Had I been too quiet, too withdrawn, or was it simply a cruel oversight? The questions swirled in my mind, drowning out any rational thought. I felt invisible, a ghost in my own home. The laughter that echoed from the living room, the warmth of their camaraderie, felt like daggers piercing my heart. I had always been the odd one out, the black sheep of the family, but this was the final straw. I couldn't shake off the feeling of being unwanted, and it gnawed at me like a relentless parasite. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden hue across my room, I made a decision. Instead of wallowing in my hurt, I was going to do something they would never forget. A fierce determination ignited within me, and I began to plot my course of action. I wanted them to feel the weight of their neglect, to understand the pain they had inadvertently inflicted. It wasn't just about the photo. It was about the years of feeling like an outsider, of being sidelined during family gatherings, of watching from the periphery while they shared their lives. I wanted to turn the tables, to flip the narrative, and show them that I was worthy of a place in their story. I felt a mixture of anger and empowerment boiling inside me as I prepared to unleash my plan. The next few days were a blur of creativity and chaos. I spent hours drafting letters, crafting messages that would convey my hurt without losing my sense of self. I wanted them to understand my pain, but I didn't want to come across as bitter or resentful. The words flowed from my pen like a dam breaking, each stroke a cathartic release of emotions I had bottled up for far too long. I wrote about the family dinners where I felt invisible, the holidays where I was merely a spectator, and the countless moments that had solidified my sense of exclusion. I poured my heart into each sentence, fueled by a blend of sadness and resolve. When I finally laid down my pen, I knew I had created something powerful, something that would make them sit up and take notice. But it wasn't enough to simply write the letters. I needed a bold statement. I envisioned a photo shoot, an ironic twist on the family portrait they had taken without me. I imagined a scene where I would be at the center, surrounded by the memories of our shared moments, a visual representation of my existence that would demand acknowledgement. I spent hours planning the shoot, selecting locations that held significance for our family. The park where we had picnicked, the beach where we had built sandcastles, the backyard where we had celebrated countless birthdays. Each place was imbued with memories, and I wanted to reclaim them in a way that would resonate deeply. The idea excited me, filled me with a sense of purpose. It was my time to shine, to show them that I was not just an afterthought, but a vital part of our family tapestry. With each step I took toward executing my plan, I felt a growing sense of empowerment. I gathered props that symbolized my journey, items that told my story. A small teddy bear from my childhood, a framed picture of the two of us at the beach when I was just a child, and a journal filled with my thoughts and dreams. I wanted to create a stark contrast against the perfect smiles in that family photo. I wanted my image to be raw, real, and unapologetic. As I stood before the camera, I felt the weight of my emotions surging within me. Sadness, anger, but also a fierce resolve to reclaim my narrative. I was stepping out of the shadows, ready to demand my place in the family that had overlooked me for far too long. Once the photographs were taken, I felt a sense of catharsis wash over me. Each click of the camera was a release, a declaration that I was here, I mattered, and I was ready to be seen. I carefully selected the best shots, knowing that each one would tell a story of its own. I envisioned how my family would react when they received the package containing my photos and letters. Would they feel guilt, regret, or would they finally understand the depth of my pain? As I sealed the envelope, I felt a mix of anticipation and trepidation. I had poured my heart into this project, and now it was time for them to face the reality of what they had done. I took a deep breath, letting the gravity of the moment wash over me, knowing that this was just the beginning of a long journey toward healing and reconciliation. As I walked to the mailbox, my heart raced with a cocktail of fear and excitement. The envelope felt heavy in my hands, laden with my fears, my vulnerabilities, and my determination. I hesitated for a moment, the cool metal of the mailbox sending a shiver through my fingertips. What if they dismissed my feelings? What if they didn't get it? I closed my eyes, taking a deep breath to steady myself. In that moment, I reminded myself that I wasn't just doing this for them. I was doing it for me. I was claiming my voice, demanding to be heard. With a swift motion, I dropped the envelope into the abyss of the mailbox, watching it disappear into the dark. As I turned away, I felt a strange sense of release, like I had finally unshackled myself from the weight of my silence. The days that followed felt like an eternity. Every time my phone buzzed, my heart would leap into my throat, hope and dread warring within me. I found myself replaying the moments of our family gatherings, reevaluating every interaction, every laugh that felt directed at me and not with me. I began to notice the subtle ways they overlooked me, the way my siblings would share inside jokes, the way my parents would plan outings without considering my presence. I realized how deeply entrenched that feeling of exclusion had become, and it frightened me. I wanted to confront it, to dive headfirst into the discomfort, but I also feared the unknown waters of their potential responses. Would they finally see me, or would they continue to cast me aside like a forgotten toy? Finally, the day came when my family received my package. I had spent the entire morning pacing the house, replaying every possible scenario. I imagined them tearing open the envelope, my letters spilling out like confetti, colorful words dancing on the surface of their consciousness. I pictured their faces as they looked at the photos, my raw, unfiltered emotions captured in each frame. Would they laugh? Would they cry? Or would they simply shrug it off? Oblivious to the storm brewing inside me, I felt like a tightrope walker, teetering between hope and despair, desperate for some sign that my voice had been heard. Hours passed, and the tension in my chest grew heavier. I contemplated calling them, but I resisted. I wanted them to process this on their own terms. Then, as dusk settled in, my phone finally buzzed. It was a group text from my family. My heart raced as I opened it, and what I saw made me gasp. Their words spilled out, a mixture of confusion, regret, and heartache. They were sorry. They acknowledged my absence in their lives, the missed moments, and the pain I had articulated so well in my letters. They expressed their desire to make amends, to understand how I had felt all these years. My heart swelled, and tears streamed down my cheeks as I read their heartfelt apologies. They wanted to know me, to open the door to conversations that had long been left unspoken. But as I stood there, overwhelmed by their response, I couldn't help but feel a flicker of doubt. Was this genuine, or was it a reaction to guilt? I wanted to believe that they truly understood the depth of my hurt, but years of feeling invisible made it hard to trust. I took a moment to breathe, to ground myself in the reality of their acknowledgement. Whether or not it was entirely sincere, this was a breakthrough. They had seen my pain, and for the first time, I felt a glimmer of hope. Perhaps this was the beginning of a new chapter for us, a chance to bridge the gap that had long divided us. The following days morphed into a flurry of conversations. My family reached out individually, each one eager to delve into the emotions I had laid bare. I found myself opening up in ways I never thought possible, sharing the small moments that had contributed to my feelings of exclusion. It felt cathartic to express my truth, and with every conversation, I felt the chains of isolation slowly begin to loosen. I realized that my family, in their own way, had been struggling with their perceptions of me as well. They had no idea how my silence had shaped their understanding of my presence. Slowly but surely, we began to weave our stories together, creating a tapestry of shared experiences that had long been missing. As we navigated this raw and vulnerable territory, I began to see the beauty in our imperfections. We were all flawed, and the realization brought us closer, The photo that had once served as a painful reminder became a symbol of transformation. It had catalyzed a dialogue that was long overdue, a chance for healing and connection. I could feel the warmth of acceptance wrapping around me like a comforting blanket. My family was learning to embrace not just the joyful moments, but also the shadows that had lingered in our hearts. I invite you to join me on this journey of healing and connection. If you've ever felt left out or unheard, share your experiences in the comments below. Let's create a space where we can support one another in reclaiming our narratives. And if you want to see how this story unfolds, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Together, we can explore the power of connection and the beauty of being seen. As the days went by, I found myself enveloped in a whirlwind of emotions. What had begun as a painful revelation had transformed into a surge of hope and connection. Each conversation with my family peeled back layers of misunderstanding, revealing the complexities of our relationships. I listened as they shared their perspectives, their own feelings of guilt and confusion. They had never realized how their actions had impacted me, nor had I understood the weight of their own struggles. It was a delicate dance of vulnerability, where each step forward was a testament to our shared humanity. I remember one evening when my mom and I sat on the porch, the sun setting in a blaze of orange and purple behind us. The air was thick with unspoken words, and I felt the urge to fill the silence with my truth. I've always felt like I was on the outside, watching everyone else enjoy the moments that should have included me, I confessed, my voice trembling with raw honesty. My mom's eyes widened, and I could see the realization wash over her. "I never knew you felt that way," she replied softly, her tone laced with regret. "I wish I had seen it sooner." In that moment, the weight of years of isolation began to lift, replaced by the warmth of understanding. We both sat there, our hearts laid bare, the silence now filled with a new kind of intimacy. As I opened up to my siblings, I discovered that they too had felt lost in their own ways. My brother spoke about how he often felt overshadowed by our parents' expectations, while my sister admitted to struggling with her own insecurities. It was as if we were peeling back the layers of our individual experiences, revealing a shared tapestry of emotions that had been expertly woven together, yet had remained unseen. Each revelation was a thread that tied us closer, and I could feel the bonds of our family strengthening with every conversation. The once awkward silences that had defined our gatherings were gradually replaced with laughter, empathy, and a newfound willingness to communicate. One afternoon, I proposed a family outing, a day at the beach, a place where we had shared countless memories growing up. I wanted to reclaim that space, to turn it into a canvas for our healing. The idea was met with enthusiasm, and I could sense a collective excitement in the air. As we packed our bags, I felt a flutter of anticipation. This wasn't just a trip. It was a chance to create new memories, to redefine our family dynamic. When we arrived, the sun shone brightly, casting a golden glow over the sand and waves. I watched as my siblings ran toward the water, their laughter echoing in the salty breeze, and for the first time in a long while, I felt a sense of belonging wash over me. We spent the day basking in the sun, playing games, and sharing stories. I felt the weight of my previous hurt begin to dissipate as I engaged with my family, surrounded by their laughter and love. We built sandcastles together, each tower representing a moment of connection, a memory crafted from the ashes of our past misunderstandings. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in hues of pink and gold, we gathered around a bonfire, the warmth wrapping around us like a comforting embrace. I looked around at my family, their faces illuminated by the flickering flames, and realized that we were finally forging a new path, one that acknowledged our past while embracing our future. As the days turned into weeks, I continued to feel the ripple effect of my decision to confront the pain. Our family gatherings transformed from obligatory events into heartfelt celebrations of our shared experiences. We began to prioritize honest conversations, creating a safe space for each of us to express our feelings without fear of judgment. The photo that had once haunted me became a symbol of our journey, a reminder of where we had started and how far we had come. It was no longer just a snapshot of exclusion. It had evolved into a testament of our growth, a visual representation of our commitment to understanding one another. Yet, as much as I cherished this newfound connection, I knew that healing wasn't a linear process. There were days when old insecurities would creep back in, whispering doubts into my heart. I'd find myself wondering if this was just a fleeting moment of clarity, a temporary reprieve from the loneliness I had once felt. But I held on to the conversations we had, the laughter we shared, and the promise we made to one another, to always strive for openness and honesty. With every challenge that arose, I reminded myself of the strength we had found together. We were no longer just a family bound by blood. We were a family united by understanding, acceptance, and love. As I reflected on my journey, I realized that my decision to confront my feelings had not only changed the dynamics of my family, but had also transformed me. I had learned the power of vulnerability, the strength that comes from sharing one's truth. I had discovered that being seen and heard is not just a desire, but a necessity for growth and healing. My family's response became a catalyst for my own self-acceptance, encouraging me to embrace my imperfections and recognize my worth. I had stepped into my own power, claiming my place within the family tapestry, and for the first time in my life, I felt whole. In the end, what I had once perceived as an act of exclusion became the very thing that united us. My family didn't just see me, they truly saw me, and as we continued to create memories together, I knew that the journey was far from over. It was a beautiful beginning, a promise of connection that would guide us through the complexities of life, reminding us that no one should ever feel left out of the picture again. As the summer days stretched on, I found myself embracing the rhythm of our newly connected family life. Each gathering felt rich with possibility, a chance to deepen our understanding of one another and forge new memories that would last a lifetime. The awkwardness that had once defined our interactions was replaced by a sense of ease, a comfortable familiarity that allowed us to be fully ourselves. I reveled in the laughter that filled our home, the echoes of our shared moments blending harmoniously with the gentle hum of everyday life. No longer did I feel like an outsider. I was woven into the fabric of our family story, and it felt exhilarating. But amidst the joy, I was also mindful of the fragility of this newfound connection. I understood that healing is not a one-time event, but an ongoing journey, and I was determined to nurture the bonds we had worked so hard to strengthen. I initiated regular family meetings, a safe space where we could all express our thoughts and feelings openly. The first few sessions were shaky, filled with hesitations and nervous laughter. But as we persisted, the conversations grew deeper and more meaningful. It was during these moments that I felt the most alive, sharing our dreams, our fears, and our hopes for the future. Each voice added another layer to our collective narrative, and I could see the walls that had once separated us slowly crumbling away. One evening, as we sat together in the living room, I decided to revisit the family photo that had ignited this entire journey. I retrieved it from a drawer, the edges slightly frayed from years of neglect, and held it up for everyone to see. The room fell silent, and I could feel the tension in the air as memories flooded back. "This is where it all began," I said, my voice steady yet laced with emotion. "This photo represents not just my exclusion, but also the turning point for all of us." I watched as my family members exchanged glances, their expressions shifting from recognition to understanding. My mom reached for my hand, squeezing it tightly, while my siblings leaned in closer, their eyes reflecting a mixture of guilt and determination. "I never realized how much it affected you," my sister finally said, her voice soft but resolute. "I'm so sorry for not seeing you." My brother nodded in agreement, adding, "We all have our struggles, but that doesn't excuse the way we treated you. We should have done better." As they spoke, I felt a swell of gratitude and relief. Their acknowledgement didn't erase the past, but it was a powerful reminder that we were committed to moving forward together. We began to talk about the importance of including one another in every aspect of our lives. No more inside jokes without context. No more plans made without considering everyone's presence. It was a promise we made to each other that night, and it felt like the dawn of a new era. With the warmth of that evening still enveloping me, I decided to take it a step further. I proposed a family project, one that would serve as a tangible representation of our journey. I suggested we create a family scrapbook, a collaborative effort where each of us could contribute our favorite memories, stories, and photographs. The idea was met with enthusiasm, and I could see the spark of creativity igniting within each of them. Over the following weeks, we gathered materials, colorful papers, markers, stickers, and of course, our cherished photos. It became a labor of love, one that brought us together in a way I had never anticipated. As we worked side by side, I felt the bonds between us strengthen. Each story we shared while piecing together the scrapbook was infused with laughter, vulnerability, and understanding. I watched my sister meticulously decorate her pages, capturing the essence of her favorite childhood memories, while my brother recounted hilarious anecdotes that had long been forgotten. I contributed my own stories, weaving in moments of joy and pain, allowing my family to see me in a new light. It was cathartic, sharing the pieces of ourselves that had remained hidden for so long. By the time we finished, the scrapbook was not just a collection of memories. It was a testament to our growth, our healing, and our commitment to one another. The day we unveiled the completed scrapbook felt monumental. We gathered in the living room, the air thick with anticipation. As I gingerly flipped through the pages, I could see the pride on everyone's faces. Each turn revealed a snapshot of our shared experiences, the laughter and struggles intricately intertwined. When we reached the final page, adorned with a photo of the 5 of us at the beach, I felt a wave of emotion wash over me. It was a reminder of the journey we had embarked on together, a promise that we would continue to nurture our relationships and embrace our differences. In that moment, I realized how far we had come, not just as individuals, but as a family, united by love and understanding. In the weeks that followed, I found myself reflecting on the journey that had led us here. I had transformed from a silent observer, feeling like a ghost in my own life, into a vocal participant determined to reclaim my narrative. The pain of exclusion had pushed me to confront my feelings, and in doing so, I had ignited a spark of change within my family. We were no longer bound by the chains of misunderstanding. We had opened the door to a new way of being, one filled with compassion, communication, and a genuine desire to connect. It was a beautiful realization, and I felt a sense of pride in what we had accomplished together. As I continued to embrace this new chapter, I also recognized the importance of self-care. The journey of healing had opened my eyes to the significance of prioritizing my own needs and emotions. I began to explore my passions, rediscovering hobbies I had set aside in the wake of my feelings of exclusion. I started painting again, pouring my emotions onto canvas, and found solace in the creative process. Each stroke of the brush felt like a release, a way to channel my feelings into something beautiful. I also began journaling, documenting my thoughts and experiences, which became a powerful tool for reflection. It was a reminder that my journey was not just about my family, it was also about me reclaiming my identity and finding the strength to stand tall. As the seasons changed, so did my perspective on life. I became more open to new experiences, willing to step outside of my comfort zone. I joined a local book club, where I met individuals from diverse backgrounds, each with their own stories to tell. I found joy in connecting with others, sharing laughter and insights, and discovering the beauty in our differences. It was a reminder that I was never truly alone. The world was filled with people who, like me, craved connection and understanding. I felt empowered, knowing that I had the ability to forge my own path, while still nurturing the relationships that mattered most. Looking back, I realized that the family photo that had once haunted me had become a catalyst for transformation. It had opened the door to a journey of healing, connection, and self-discovery. I had learned the importance of vulnerability, the power of authentic communication, and the beauty of embracing imperfections. My family had seen me, truly seen me, and in doing so, we had created a bond that would withstand the trials of life. Together, we had turned a painful moment into a powerful testament of love and resilience. And as I stood in front of the mirror one evening, reflecting on the person I had become, I couldn't help but smile. I was no longer the girl left out of the photo. I was a vibrant part of the picture, fully alive, and unapologetically me. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow across the room, I found myself lost in thought. The journey my family and I had embarked upon together felt like a beautiful tapestry, woven with threads of vulnerability, understanding, and love. I could hardly believe how much had changed since that fateful day when I discovered the family photo that had left me feeling so isolated. That moment of hurt had sparked a fire within me, igniting a desire to reclaim my narrative, to take ownership of my place within our family story. I had transformed from an invisible figure to a vibrant participant in our shared experiences, and it felt exhilarating. Even as life began to settle into a new rhythm, I couldn't shake the feeling that this was just the beginning. With every family gathering, every shared memory, I felt a growing sense of responsibility, not just for my own happiness, but for nurturing the bonds we had worked so hard to strengthen. I knew that healing required ongoing effort. It wasn't a one-time event, but a continuous journey. So, I took it upon myself to keep the lines of communication open, to encourage my family to share their thoughts, fears, and dreams as we moved forward together. It was a promise I made to myself, a commitment to ensuring that no one would ever feel left out or overlooked again. One chilly autumn afternoon, I decided to host a family potluck. I wanted to create a space where we could celebrate our progress, reflect on our journey, and enjoy each other's company. I sent out invitations filled with warmth and excitement, encouraging each member to bring a dish that held special meaning to them. The day of the potluck arrived, and I felt a flutter of anticipation in my stomach. As I arranged the dining table, I thought about all the memories we had created together since that photo had sparked our transformation. I hoped this gathering would be another step toward deepening our connection. As my family began to arrive, the familiar sounds of laughter and chatter filled the air. It felt like a homecoming, a reunion of souls that had once been separated by invisible barriers. We gathered around the table, each dish a manifestation of our shared experiences. My sister presented a vibrant salad filled with colors that mirrored her spirited personality, while my brother brought a hearty stew that reminded him of our childhood winters. With each bite, we exchanged stories, memories that had once been tucked away, now shared openly around the table. The warmth of the food was matched only by the warmth in our hearts, and I felt a deep sense of gratitude for this new chapter in our lives. As we savored the meal, I decided it was time to revisit the scrapbook we had created. I retrieved it from the shelf, feeling a sense of pride as I held it close. "I think it's time we take a moment to reflect on what this journey has meant to us," I said, flipping through its pages filled with laughter and love. I could see the glimmers of recognition in my family's eyes as we reminisced about the moments that had brought us here. Each story shared felt like a thread, binding us closer together, reminding us of the power of vulnerability and the importance of being seen. In the midst of the reflections, my mom suddenly spoke up, her voice tinged with emotion. "I want to thank you for your courage, for being willing to confront us. It took a lot of strength to share your feelings, and I can't express how much I appreciate it." Her words resonated in the room, and I felt a wave of warmth wash over me. It was a reminder that vulnerability begets vulnerability. My willingness to speak up had encouraged others to do the same. I smiled, realizing that the love we had nurtured was a two-way street, fueled by honesty and empathy. As the evening wore on, we gathered around the fire pit in the backyard, the flickering flames casting a soft glow on our faces. I suggested we share what we were most grateful for since our journey began. One by one, we took turns expressing our appreciation, and I could feel the atmosphere shift with each heartfelt word. My sister spoke about how our conversations had helped her confront her own insecurities, while my brother shared his newfound understanding of the importance of including everyone in our lives. Each expression of gratitude felt like another thread woven into the tapestry of our family, solidifying the foundation we had built together. As I listened to each member of my family speak, I felt an overwhelming sense of belonging. This was no longer just a gathering. It felt like a celebration of resilience, of love, and of our collective journey toward healing. In that moment, I realized how powerful it was to be seen, to be acknowledged for my feelings and experiences. I had taken a leap of faith, and in return, my family had embraced me with open arms. I felt a sense of peace settle within me, knowing that we were committed to walking this path together, hand in hand. The night drew to a close, and as we sat around the fire, I couldn't help but reflect on how far we had come. The photo that had once haunted me had transformed into a symbol of our growth. It had ignited a flame that led us to confront our challenges, to break down the walls of misunderstanding, and to embrace the beauty of our imperfections. I felt a deep sense of gratitude for every moment, both the painful and the joyous, because they had shaped who we were as a family. As the embers of the fire glowed softly, I turned to my family, my heart swelling with love. "Thank you for being here, for being willing to grow with me. I'm so grateful for each of you." In that moment, surrounded by the warmth of their presence, I felt a sense of completeness. We were no longer just a family defined by blood. We were a family bound by love, understanding, and a shared commitment to one another. As I looked out into the night sky, I felt hopeful for the future. I knew there would be challenges ahead, but I also understood that we had the tools to navigate them together. The journey of healing was a continuous one, and I felt empowered to embrace whatever lay ahead. If you've ever experienced a moment of exclusion or felt unheard, I'd love to hear your stories as well. Share your experiences in the comments below, and let's support one another in reclaiming our narratives. Together, we can continue to explore the power of connection and the beauty of being seen. The weeks rolled on, each day a new opportunity to deepen our bonds and create a vibrant mosaic of shared experiences. The potluck had been a turning point, a celebration that solidified our commitment to one another. I watched as my family transformed, their willingness to engage in open, honest conversations becoming a cornerstone of our new family dynamic. We had stumbled onto something beautiful, something that felt like a second chance to rewrite our story, and I was determined to nurture this newfound connection, to ensure it flourished like the blossoms of spring after a long winter. One evening, as the sun dipped low on the horizon, I gathered my family in the living room for our regular meeting. This time, I felt a spark of inspiration. "Let's create a family mission statement," I proposed, my heart racing with excitement. A declaration of who we are and what we value as a family. I could see the intrigue in their eyes, and I continued. "This will be our guide, something we can refer back to when we face challenges or when we need a reminder of our commitment to one another." They nodded in agreement, and I felt a wave of warmth wash over me. We spent the evening brainstorming, each person contributing their thoughts on what mattered most to us. My sister spoke about the importance of empathy, while my brother emphasized the value of humor. My mom reflected on the significance of support, and I added that we must embrace authenticity in everything we do. As we crafted our mission statement, I felt a sense of unity envelop us. It was as if we were stitching together the fabric of our family, each word a thread reinforcing our commitment to one another. By the end of the night, we had created a powerful declaration that resonated deeply with each of us. It read, "As a family, we commit to love, support, and understand one another, embracing our individuality while celebrating our togetherness." With our mission statement in hand, I felt a renewed sense of purpose. We began to incorporate it into our daily lives, referring to it during our gatherings, and using it as a guiding principle when conflicts arose. I watched as it transformed our interactions, creating a safe space where each of us felt valued and heard. Disagreements that once might have spiraled into misunderstandings were now opportunities for growth and deeper understanding. I felt a sense of pride in what we had accomplished, a testament to the power of vulnerability and the beauty of open communication. One rainy afternoon, I found myself reflecting on the journey we had taken. I sat by the window, watching the droplets race down the glass, and thought about how far we had come since that painful day when I discovered the photo. I realized that my decision to confront my feelings had opened the door not only for me, but for my entire family. We had learned to acknowledge our struggles, to embrace our imperfections, and to support one another in ways we had never imagined possible. But even amidst the joy, I remained aware of the fragility of our connections. I knew that life would continue to present challenges, and I wanted to be prepared. So, I took it upon myself to organize family retreats, weekend getaways where we could step away from our daily routines and focus on nurturing our relationships. The first retreat was at a cozy cabin by the lake, surrounded by the beauty of nature. I envisioned it as a chance for us to reconnect, to share stories, and to deepen our understanding of one another in a relaxed environment. As we arrived at the cabin, I felt a rush of excitement. The air was crisp, and the scent of pine filled our lungs. We settled in, and I could see the tension of everyday life begin to melt away. We spent hours hiking, exploring the trails, and sharing laughter as we stumbled over roots and rocks. In the evenings, we gathered around the fire pit, roasting marshmallows and exchanging stories. I felt a sense of peace envelop me as I watched my family interact, the bonds between us growing stronger with each shared moment. One night, as we sat around the fire, I encouraged everyone to share something they were proud of, an accomplishment, a personal growth moment, or a challenge they had overcome. The stories that emerged were powerful, revealing layers of strength and resilience I had never fully appreciated. My brother spoke about his recent promotion at work, But more importantly, he shared how he had learned to advocate for himself. My sister opened up about her journey with self-acceptance, and my mom shared how she was working through her own insecurities. I felt honored to witness their vulnerability, and it reminded me of the importance of creating spaces for these conversations to flourish. As the fire crackled and the stars twinkled above us, I realized that we were no longer just a family. We were a unit bound by love, honesty, and a willingness to grow together. The mission statement we had crafted felt alive in that moment, a living testament to our commitment to one another. I was overwhelmed with gratitude, knowing that this retreat was just one of many steps on our journey toward deeper connection. When we returned home, I felt a renewed sense of purpose. I wanted to continue nurturing our relationships, and I knew that creating traditions would help us stay connected. I proposed a monthly family game night, a time for us to gather, unwind, and simply enjoy one another's company. The idea was met with enthusiasm, and soon we were engaged in spirited competitions, laughter echoing through the halls as we played card games, board games, and even video games. These nights became a cherished routine, a reminder that amidst the chaos of life, we could always find joy in one another. As time passed, I noticed a remarkable shift in our family dynamic. The walls that had once defined our relationships began to dissolve, replaced by openness and acceptance. We were learning to celebrate each other's successes, to support one another through challenges, and to embrace our individuality without fear of judgment. I felt a deep sense of fulfillment as I witnessed my family flourish, each member stepping into their own power while remaining interconnected. One evening, as we gathered for a game night, I felt a rush of emotion wash over me. I looked around the room at the faces of my family, my sister, my brother, and my parents, all absorbed in the laughter and camaraderie that filled the air. I couldn't help but smile, knowing that this was a moment I would carry with me forever. We had turned pain into purpose, isolation into connection, and I felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude for the journey we had taken together. Reflecting on all that had transpired, I knew there would still be challenges ahead, but I felt equipped to face them. We had built a foundation of love and understanding that would guide us through life's ups and downs. I had discovered the power of vulnerability, the beauty of connection, and the importance of being seen, not just as a family member, but as an individual with my own story to tell. As I prepared for bed that night, I felt a sense of peace settle within me. I had reclaimed my narrative, and in doing so, I had inspired my family to do the same. We were navigating this journey together, hand in hand, and I knew that no matter what lay ahead, we would face it as a united front. Together, we had transformed our relationships, and the future felt bright. In that moment, I realized that I had finally come home, not just to my family, but to myself. The days turned into weeks, and the rhythm of our family life continued to flourish, each moment a testament to the commitment we had made to one another. I felt gratitude flood my heart as I watched my family embrace the changes we had initiated together. The laughter that echoed through our home no longer felt forced. It was genuine, a reflection of the connections we had nurtured. We had learned to share our triumphs and challenges, and I was filled with hope for what lay ahead. One afternoon, as I was flipping through some old family albums, I stumbled upon another photo, this time one from last year's beach trip, where we had all been together. I marveled at the smiles captured in that moment, the joy radiating from each of our faces. It struck me how much had evolved since then. That picture was a contrast to the one that had once made me feel excluded. This new photograph spoke of unity and love, a vivid reminder of our shared journey. I realized that we had not only changed our family dynamics, we had transformed our narrative, rewriting it with threads of connection and understanding. Inspired by this revelation, I decided to create a new tradition. I proposed that we take a family photo each year, not just a snapshot of our faces, but a representation of our growth, our experiences, and the love that bound us. I envisioned each photo capturing our evolving story, a visual testament to the resilience of our relationships. My family was excited about the idea, and we agreed to make it a special event, one filled with laughter, shared memories, and a celebration of who we were at that moment. As the date for our first annual family photo approached, I found myself buzzing with anticipation. I chose a beautiful park, lush with greenery and vibrant flowers, a perfect backdrop for our new tradition. On the day of the shoot, I arrived early to set up, arranging blankets and props that represented our personalities. I wanted each element to reflect who we were, our favorite colors, our cherished memories, and even the quirky inside jokes that had become part of our family lore. When my family arrived, the air was filled with excitement. We spent the afternoon playing games, laughing, and sharing stories, the atmosphere light and joyful. I felt a profound sense of belonging wash over me as I watched my family interact, their faces glowing with happiness. It was a reminder that we had come so far, a testament to the power of our commitment to understanding one another. As we gathered for the photo, I felt a sense of unity envelop us. We posed together, arms around one another, smiles wide and genuine, a snapshot of our love and growth. After the photo was taken, we gathered around a picnic blanket filled with snacks, sharing our favorite moments from the day. As we munched on sandwiches and fruit, I felt a surge of gratitude for the journey that had brought us here. I looked around at my family, their laughter, their joy, and realized that this was exactly what I had longed for all those years. I had fought hard to claim my place in our story, and now I was surrounded by the love and connection I had always craved. In the weeks that followed, we created a tradition of reviewing our family photos, reminiscing about the memories captured in each frame. Each gathering became an opportunity to reflect on our growth, to celebrate the moments that defined us, and to reaffirm our commitment to one another. I could see how our connections deepened with every shared memory, every story told, and every laugh shared. We had transformed pain into purpose, and I felt more empowered than ever to continue nurturing this beautiful tapestry of our lives. But even as I reveled in our newfound closeness, I knew that life would always bring its share of challenges. There were still moments of discomfort, misunderstandings that crept in, but we had developed the tools to face them together. Our family meetings became a safe space for addressing concerns, a forum for expressing our feelings openly without fear of judgment. I felt proud of the way we had grown to embrace our imperfections, recognizing that vulnerability was not a weakness, but a strength that bound us. One evening, as we sat around the dining table, I suggested we revisit our family mission statement. I wanted to ensure that as we continued to grow, we remained grounded in the values that had brought us together. We read through our declaration, each word resonating deeply within us. It felt like a reaffirmation of our commitment to love, support, and understand one another. I encouraged everyone to share how they felt we had lived up to our mission, and I was met with a chorus of affirmations, each one a reminder of the progress we had made. As my siblings and parents shared their thoughts, I felt a swell of pride. My brother spoke about how he had learned to communicate more openly, while my sister shared how our family's support had empowered her to pursue her dreams. I reflected on how far I had come, recognizing the strength I had gained from confronting my feelings and advocating for my place within our family. In that moment, I felt a deep sense of fulfillment, knowing that we were not just surviving, but thriving. As the seasons changed and the years rolled on, our family continued to evolve, our connections deepening with each passing moment. We celebrated milestones together, birthdays, graduations, and even the small victories that once might have gone unnoticed. I watched as my family became more attuned to one another, their willingness to support each other a constant source of strength. We had created a culture of acceptance, a space where each of us felt valued for who we were, and I cherished the bonds we had forged. Looking back, I realized that the journey had not only transformed my relationship with my family, but had also shaped me into a more resilient, compassionate person. I had learned the importance of vulnerability and the power of connection, and I was determined to carry those lessons forward. I wanted to inspire others to embrace their own stories, to confront their feelings, and to seek the connections they so desperately craved. In the spirit of that mission, I began volunteering at a local community center, sharing my experiences with those who felt unheard or unseen. I wanted to create a space for others to feel validated, to know that their voices mattered. The more I spoke, the more I realized how universal our struggles were. I found solace in the shared stories of others, each one a testament to the strength of the human spirit. It was a beautiful reminder that while our journeys may differ, the essence of our experiences is rooted in our desire to be seen, to be heard, and to be loved. As I continued to navigate this path, I felt a profound sense of purpose. I had reclaimed my narrative, not just for myself, but for those around me. My family had become a source of strength, a testament to the power of love and understanding. Together, we had transformed pain into possibility, and I was filled with hope for the future. I knew that as long as we continued to embrace our vulnerabilities and celebrate our connections, we would weather any storm that came our way. Reflecting on the journey we had taken, I felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude. The family photo that had once haunted me had become a symbol of our resilience, a reminder of the power of transformation. We had forged a love that transcended misunderstandings, a bond that would carry us through life's ups and downs. As I stood in front of the mirror one evening, I smiled at the person I had become, a vibrant, unapologetic individual who had found her place within her family and ultimately within herself. The years rolled on like the gentle waves of the ocean, each moment a reminder of the journey we had embarked upon together. Our family had evolved into a living testament of love, understanding, and resilience. I felt a sense of fulfillment as I watched my siblings and parents navigate their lives with newfound confidence, their spirits lifted by the connections we had nurtured. It was as if we had collectively emerged from the shadows, and the light that illuminated our lives was a reflection of our commitment to one another. With every family gathering, I marveled at how far we had come. The laughter that filled our home was genuine, echoing through the walls like a sweet melody. The barriers that had once defined our relationships had crumbled, replaced by a foundation built on trust and vulnerability. As I sat around the dinner table one evening, surrounded by the people I loved most, I felt a swell of gratitude. This was my family, each unique, each flawed, but bound together by our desire to support and uplift one another. But even as I reveled in our closeness, I understood that life would continue to bring challenges our way. The world outside our home was unpredictable, and I wanted to ensure that we remained grounded amidst the chaos. So, I took it upon myself to initiate monthly family check-ins, simple gatherings where we could share our struggles, celebrate our victories, and reaffirm our commitment to open communication. These check-ins became a vital part of our routine, a space where we could express our thoughts and feelings without fear of judgment. One evening, as we settled into our usual circle, I sensed a shift in the atmosphere. My sister, typically the life of the party, wore a contemplative expression. I could see the weight of something on her heart, and I encouraged her to share. "I've been feeling overwhelmed lately," she admitted, her voice quivering. "I love the support we've built, but sometimes I feel like I'm not doing enough." Her vulnerability hung in the air, a palpable reminder of the pressures we all faced. In that moment, I felt a rush of empathy. "You're doing more than enough," I reassured her. "We all have our struggles, and it's okay to feel overwhelmed. What matters is that we're here for each other," my brother chimed in, sharing his own feelings of inadequacy at work. The circle of honesty opened up, each of us revealing our insecurities, our worries, and our dreams. It was a powerful reminder that even amidst our growth, we were still human, imperfect, and beautifully flawed. As the weeks turned into months, I began to notice subtle shifts within our family. We were learning to communicate more effectively, to listen without judgment, and to offer support without hesitation. I felt a sense of pride in our progress, knowing that each conversation brought us closer together. The more we shared, the more we understood one another, and the stronger our bond grew. I realized that vulnerability was not just a one-time act. It was a continuous journey, a thread that wove through the fabric of our family. One day, inspired by our commitment to growth, I decided to organize a family retreat, a weekend getaway to a serene cabin in the mountains. I wanted to create a space where we could step away from our daily routines, reflect on our journey, and deepen our connections. My family eagerly agreed, and as we drove towards the mountains, I felt a sense of excitement bubbling within me. This would be an opportunity for us to recharge, to embrace the beauty of nature, and to celebrate the progress we had made. Upon arriving at the cabin, we were greeted by the breathtaking views of the surrounding landscape. The air was crisp and invigorating, filling our lungs with a sense of renewal. We spent the first day hiking through the trails, marveling at the splendor of the forest around us. With every step, I felt the tension of daily life melt away, replaced by a profound sense of peace. As we gathered around the fire that night, I felt a deep appreciation for the moments we were sharing. Each laugh, each story told, each connection strengthened by our willingness to be present. On the second day of our retreat, I proposed a gratitude circle. We gathered in a cozy corner of the cabin, the warmth of the fire surrounding us, and I encouraged each family member to share what they were grateful for. As we took turns speaking, I was struck by the depth of our reflections. My brother spoke about his gratitude for our family's support during his recent career changes, while my sister expressed appreciation for the safe space we had created together. I shared my gratitude for the journey we had taken as a family, for the lessons learned, and the love that had blossomed from our vulnerability. As the circle continued, I felt a wave of emotion wash over me. Each expression of gratitude was a reminder of how far we had come, of the strength we had cultivated through our shared experiences. I could see the connections between us deepening, the bonds of love growing stronger with every word spoken. We had transformed from individuals navigating our own paths into a cohesive unit, united by our commitment to one another. Later that day, we ventured out to explore the nearby lake. The sun glistened on the water, and as we gathered on the shore, I felt a sense of tranquility wash over me. We spent the afternoon swimming, playing games, and soaking in the warmth of the sun. In those moments, I realized how important it was to create not just a space for vulnerability, but also a space for joy, a balance of both that nurtured our relationships. As the sun set, casting a golden hue across the water, we gathered for a final reflection. I suggested we create a family vision board, a visual representation of our dreams and aspirations for the future. We spent the evening cutting out images and words from magazines, each piece reflecting our individual desires, hopes, and goals. As we pieced together our vision board, I felt a renewed sense of hope and excitement. We were not just looking back at our journey, we were actively shaping our future together. When we returned home, I felt a surge of energy. Our time at the retreat had solidified our commitment to one another and provided us with the tools to continue nurturing our relationships. We hung our vision board in the living room as a constant reminder of our shared aspirations. Each time I walked by it, I felt a sense of pride in what we had accomplished and a renewed sense of purpose in what lay ahead. As the seasons changed again, I found myself reflecting on the journey we had undertaken. I had transformed from a girl who felt invisible to a woman who embraced her voice, her story, and her place within her family. I had learned the importance of vulnerability and the power of connection, and I felt empowered to continue sharing my journey with others. I began to explore opportunities to connect with individuals outside my family, seeking to create spaces where others could feel seen and valued. I volunteered at a local community center, sharing my story and encouraging others to embrace their vulnerabilities. Each interaction reinforced the idea that we are all interconnected, that our struggles and triumphs bind us together as human beings. I felt a sense of fulfillment in witnessing others find their voice, knowing that I had played a small part in their journey. As I navigated this new chapter of my life, I continued to nurture my family relationships. I organized monthly family outings, adventures that allowed us to explore new places and create lasting memories. Each trip was an opportunity to deepen our connections, to celebrate our growth, and to remind one another of the love that bound us together. I felt a sense of joy in watching my family flourish, each member stepping into their power while remaining woven into the tapestry of our shared experiences. Reflecting on the journey, I realized that the family photo that had once haunted me had transformed into a symbol of resilience and growth. It had sparked a fire within me, igniting a journey of healing that extended far beyond my own experience. We had turned pain into purpose, isolation into connection, and I felt a deep sense of gratitude for every moment along the way. As I stood in front of the mirror one evening, I smiled at the person I had become, a vibrant, unapologetic individual who had reclaimed her narrative and inspired others to do the same. I knew that life would continue to present challenges, but I felt equipped to face them. Together with my family, we had built a foundation of love, understanding, and resilience that would guide us through the complexities of life. And as I looked forward to the future, I felt a sense of excitement bubbling within me. Our journey was far from over. It was just the beginning. Together, we would continue to explore the power of connection, the beauty of being seen, and the joy of embracing our authentic selves. In that moment, I knew that we had created something truly beautiful, a legacy of love that would endure through the years. The years rolled on like the gentle waves of the ocean, each moment a reminder of the journey we had embarked upon together. Our family had evolved into a living testament of love, understanding, and resilience. I felt a sense of fulfillment as I watched my siblings and parents navigate their lives with newfound confidence, their spirits lifted by the connections we had nurtured. It was as if we had collectively emerged from the shadows, and the light that illuminated our lives was a reflection of our commitment to one another. With every family gathering, I marveled at how far we had come. The laughter that filled our home was genuine, echoing through the walls like a sweet melody. The barriers that had once defined our relationships had crumbled, replaced by a foundation built on trust and vulnerability. As I sat around the dinner table one evening, surrounded by the people I loved most, I felt a swell of gratitude. This was my family, each unique, each flawed, but bound together by our desire to support and uplift one another. But even as I reveled in our closeness, I understood that life would continue to bring challenges our way. The world outside our home was unpredictable, and I wanted to ensure that we remained grounded amidst the chaos. So, I took it upon myself to initiate monthly family check-ins, simple gatherings where we could share our struggles, celebrate our victories, and reaffirm our commitment to open communication. These check-ins became a vital part of our routine, a space where we could express our thoughts and feelings without fear of judgment. One evening, as we settled into our usual circle, I sensed a shift in the atmosphere. My sister, typically the life of the party, wore a contemplative expression. I could see the weight of something on her heart, and I encouraged her to share. "I've been feeling overwhelmed lately," she admitted, her voice quivering. "I love the support we've built, but sometimes I feel like I'm not doing enough." Her vulnerability hung in the air, a palpable reminder of the pressures we all faced. In that moment, I felt a rush of empathy. "You're doing more than enough," I reassured her. "We all have our struggles, and it's okay to feel overwhelmed. What matters is that we're here for each other." My brother chimed in, sharing his own feelings of inadequacy at work. The circle of honesty opened up, each of us revealing our insecurities, our worries, and our dreams. It was a powerful reminder that even amidst our growth, we were still human, imperfect, and beautifully flawed. As the weeks turned into months, I began to notice subtle shifts within our family. We were learning to communicate more effectively, to listen without judgment, and to offer support without hesitation. I felt a sense of pride in our progress, knowing that each conversation brought us closer together. The more we shared, the more we understood one another, and the stronger our bond grew. I realized that vulnerability was not just a one-time act. It was a continuous journey, a thread that wove through the fabric of our family. One day, inspired by our commitment to growth, I decided to organize a family retreat, a weekend getaway to a serene cabin in the mountains. I wanted to create a space where we could step away from our daily routines, reflect on our journey, and deepen our connections. My family eagerly agreed, and as we drove toward the mountains, I felt a sense of excitement bubbling within me. This would be an opportunity for us to recharge, to embrace the beauty of nature, and to celebrate the progress we had made. Upon arriving at the cabin, we were greeted by the breathtaking views of the surrounding landscape. The air was crisp and invigorating, filling our lungs with a sense of renewal. We spent the first day hiking through the trails, marveling at the splendor of the forest around us. With every step, I felt the tension of daily life melt away, replaced by a profound sense of peace. As we gathered around the fire that night, I felt a deep appreciation for the moments we were sharing. Each laugh, each story told, each connection strengthened by our willingness to be present. On the second day of our retreat, I proposed a gratitude circle. We gathered in a cozy corner of the cabin, the warmth of the fire surrounding us, and I encouraged each family member to share what they were grateful for. As we took turns speaking, I was struck by the depth of our reflections. My brother spoke about his gratitude for our family's support during his recent career changes, while my sister expressed appreciation for the safe space we had created together. I shared my gratitude for the journey we had taken as a family, for the lessons learned, and the love that had blossomed from our vulnerability. As the circle continued, I felt a wave of emotion wash over me. Each expression of gratitude was a reminder of how far we had come, of the strength we had cultivated through our shared experiences. I could see the connections between us deepening, the bonds of love growing stronger with every word spoken. We had transformed from individuals navigating our own paths into a cohesive unit, united by our commitment to one another. Later that day, we ventured out to explore the nearby lake. The sun glistened on the water, and as we gathered on the shore, I felt a sense of tranquility wash over me. We spent the afternoon swimming, playing games, and soaking in the warmth of the sun. In those moments, I realized how important it was to create not just a space for vulnerability, but also a space for joy, a balance of both that nurtured our relationships. As the sun set, casting a golden hue across the water, we gathered for a final reflection. I suggested we create a family vision board, a visual representation of our dreams and aspirations for the future. We spent the evening cutting out images and words from magazines, each piece reflecting our individual desires, hopes, and goals. As we pieced together our vision board, I felt a renewed sense of hope and excitement. We were not just looking back at our journey, we were actively shaping our future together. When we returned home, I felt a surge of energy. Our time at the retreat had solidified our commitment to one another and provided us with the tools to continue nurturing our relationships. We hung our vision board in the living room as a constant reminder of our shared aspirations. Each time I walked by it, I felt a sense of pride in what we had accomplished and a renewed sense of purpose in what lay ahead. As the seasons changed again, I found myself reflecting on the journey we had undertaken. I had transformed from a girl who felt invisible to a woman who embraced her voice, her story, and her place within her family. I had learned the importance of vulnerability and the power of connection, and I felt empowered to continue sharing my journey with others. I began to explore opportunities to connect with individuals outside my family, seeking to create spaces where others could feel seen and valued. I volunteered at a local community center, sharing my experiences with those who felt unheard or unseen. Each interaction reinforced the idea that we are all interconnected, that our struggles and triumphs bind us together as human beings. I felt a sense of fulfillment in witnessing others find their voice, knowing that I had played a small part in their journey. As I navigated this new chapter of my life, I continued to nurture my family relationships. I organized monthly family outings, adventures that allowed us to explore new places and create lasting memories. Each trip was an opportunity to deepen our connections, to celebrate our growth, and to remind one another of the love that bound us together. I felt a sense of joy in watching my family flourish, each member stepping into their power while remaining woven into the tapestry of our shared experiences. Reflecting on the journey, I realized that the family photo that had once haunted me had transformed into a symbol of resilience and growth. It had sparked a fire within me, igniting a journey of healing that extended far beyond my own experience. We had turned pain into purpose, isolation into connection, and I felt a deep sense of gratitude for every moment along the way. As I stood in front of the mirror one evening, I smiled at the person I had become, a vibrant, unapologetic individual who had reclaimed her narrative and inspired others to do the same. I knew that life would continue to present challenges, but I felt equipped to face them. Together with my family, we had built a foundation of love, understanding, and resilience that would guide us through the complexities of life. And as I looked forward to the future, I felt a sense of excitement bubbling within me. Our journey was far from over. It was just the beginning. Together, we would continue to explore the power of connection, the beauty of being seen, and the joy of embracing our authentic selves. In that moment, I knew that we had created something truly beautiful, a legacy of love that would endure through the years. The rhythm of our family life continued to evolve, each day offering new opportunities for connection and growth. I found myself reflecting on our journey often, marveling at how far we had come from that painful moment when I discovered the family photo that had excluded me. Now, we were a tapestry woven with threads of love, understanding, and shared experiences, each moment reinforcing the bonds that held us together. As the seasons changed, I felt a renewed sense of purpose within our family. Our monthly outings had become cherished traditions, filled with laughter and joy. We explored new places, from hiking in the mountains to visiting local museums, each adventure allowing us to create memories that would last a lifetime. I reveled in the way we had learned to embrace spontaneity, allowing the day to unfold organically, guided by our collective enthusiasm and curiosity. One crisp autumn afternoon, I suggested we take a trip to a pumpkin patch. The idea was met with excitement, and as we arrived, I felt a sense of nostalgia wash over me. The vibrant colors of the pumpkins mirrored the warmth I felt inside. We spent the day wandering through the fields, laughing as we searched for the perfect pumpkins to take home. I was struck by the simple joy of being together, the way our shared laughter seemed to echo through the crisp air, creating a melody that felt like home. As we carved our pumpkins that evening, our living room filled with the scents of spices and roasted seeds, I felt a surge of gratitude. Each pumpkin became a canvas for our creativity, and as we shared our designs, I couldn't help but smile at the way we embraced our individuality. My sister's pumpkin was adorned with a whimsical face, while my brother's was intricately carved with geometric patterns. My own pumpkin was a reflection of my journey, a heart, symbolizing the love that had blossomed within our family. After we finished carving, we gathered around the table to share our thoughts. It was during this conversation that I realized how much our commitment to vulnerability had transformed our interactions. We spoke openly about our hopes for the future, our fears, and our dreams, creating a safe space for each other to express ourselves without fear of judgment. I felt a profound sense of connection as I listened to my family share their aspirations, each word reinforcing the bonds we had cultivated. In the months that followed, I decided to take our practice of vulnerability a step further. I proposed that we each write a letter to ourselves, reflecting on our growth and our hopes for the future. The idea was met with enthusiasm, and as we gathered around the dining table, I felt a sense of excitement in the air. Each of us took the time to write our letters, pouring our hearts onto the pages, capturing our thoughts, feelings, and aspirations in a tangible form. When we completed our letters, I suggested we seal them in envelopes and create a time capsule, a collection of our reflections that we could revisit in a year. The thought of opening those letters together a year later filled me with anticipation. It became a symbol of our commitment to growth, a reminder that we were not only evolving individually, but also as a family. As the year progressed, our commitment to nurturing our relationships continued to deepen. We embraced every opportunity to celebrate one another's successes, big or small. Birthdays became grand events, filled with heartfelt gestures and surprises. I remember my brother's birthday when we surprised him with a scavenger hunt that led to his favorite restaurant. The joy on his face as he pieced together the clues was priceless, a reminder of the beauty of thoughtful gestures. Yet, amidst the celebrations, we also navigated challenges together. Life is unpredictable, and we faced moments of heartache and uncertainty. I remember when my sister faced a difficult decision regarding her career. The weight of her struggle hung heavy in the air, and she hesitated to share her feelings. I encouraged her to open up, reminding her of our commitment to support one another. As she spoke, I could feel the tension in her shoulders ease, and I was grateful to witness the transformative power of vulnerability. We rallied around her, offering support, advice, and love, reminding her that she was never alone. One evening, as we sat together reflecting on our journey, I suggested we revisit our family mission statement. I felt it was important to reaffirm our commitment to one another and the values that had brought us together. We gathered around the living room, the warmth of the fire casting a cozy glow. As we read through our mission statement, I could see the resonance of our shared experiences reflected in each word. It felt like a living document, one that had evolved alongside us. As we discussed how we had lived up to our mission, I felt a surge of pride. Each family member spoke candidly about their growth, the challenges they had faced, and the ways we had supported one another. I realized that our journey was not just about individual triumphs, but about the strength we found in our connections. We had created a culture of love and understanding, one that allowed us to navigate the complexities of life together. Reflecting on the past few years, I felt a wave of gratitude wash over me. Our family was no longer defined by the pain of exclusion. We had transformed our narrative into one of resilience and love. I had stepped into my power, reclaiming my voice and my place within our family. The journey had not always been easy, but it had been worth every moment of discomfort and vulnerability. As I prepared for bed one night, I felt a sense of contentment settle within me. I had discovered the beauty of connection, the joy of being seen, and the power of embracing my authentic self. I knew that life would continue to present challenges, but I felt equipped to face them head-on. With my family by my side, I knew we could weather any storm, and as I closed my eyes, I envisioned our future, a tapestry of shared experiences, love, and understanding. Together, we would continue to explore the power of connection and the beauty of being seen. Our journey was far from over. It was just beginning, and I felt a sense of excitement bubbling within me. This was our story, a legacy of love that would endure through the years, and I was grateful to be a part of it.